This is, woo! I'm gonna need new contacts after this.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And just in time for Thanksgiving, we deliver to you a Hot Ones reunion special brought to you by Pepsi, the perfect pairing for any wing. And I am thrilled to welcome back to the show for a record third time, T-Pain. He's a Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter and R&B trailblazer, an OG in the celebrity streaming space with Nappy Boy Gaming, and he'll fry you a wing with his custom spice blends. But more than that, he's just a very fun talk show guest who I'm very honored to come back to our show for a third time. T-Pain, welcome back to Hot Ones.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I need that framed. Whatever you just read right there, I need to put that in a frame.
Well, you deserve it.
Thank you,
I
brother.
feel like you always have a strategy when you walk into Hot Ones. Did you do anything interesting to prepare for today?
Not today. I think it's going to be fairly successful. I'm going to get through it. I'm not going to have my record-breaking third time on the show and not make it through the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I think we're good. We're all good here.
You ready to get started?
I am ready to get started. This looks hotter than the rest of them.
Well, maybe they lined them up wrong. I guess we'll find out right now.
All right, here we go. Child's play. Huh? Make sure I came hungry too. I didn't eat today. Okay.
So I loved your On Top of the Covers album that you dropped earlier this year, and particularly the range, you know, doing songs by everyone from Journey to Sam Smith to Black Sabbath.
Yeah, man.
What do you learn about another artist's music by performing it? Like, does reimagining War Pigs give you a unique insight into the mind of an artist like Ozzy Osbourne?
So I always look up the history of the songs that I'm doing and stuff like that. So, you know, seeing how they recorded it and, you know, listening to the individual tracks and stuff like that, it was just, I mean, it was a marvel, you know, just to think that Ozzy was doing that range, you know, back then. It was, it was impressive. You know what I mean? You know, and then the Ozzy that I grew up with was a completely different Ozzy. So I'm like, that's how that happened. So, you know, the learning curve was there, but it was also defeated. So, you know, I'm pretty good at what I do.
If aliens came down from Earth and all you had was your band to greet them, what song would you have on deck to serenade your way into their good graces?
WAP. WAP. Absolutely. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. WAP. That'd be the first song. Absolutely.
Definitive.
Right. That's all they need to know about Earth. You'll be good. Just come and get you some of this. Now, I know you never dismantle your wings. You gotta start dismantling your wings, man. You gotta get in there. Get in there.
Rip
you know
it
what
and
I mean?
tip it, yeah.
Rip them out. Rip it and tip it.
Textbook.
That's what I do in college. Like that.
So you've really leaned into motorsports since last we spoke. Congrats, by the way, on winning your first ever drift battle.
Thank you.
How would you describe the highs and lows of owning a drift car? You know, I saw that you were almost moved to tears, right?
Man.
When your Pickle Rick 240 started up for the first time after all that car's been built.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You go through a lot of fear. You know, you go through a lot of doubt and things of that nature. But it's like building a robot. Like, you know what I mean? It's like building a robot and it works, and it's not remotely controlled.
Frankenstein.
Boom. But it's like putting something together and then it cranks up and then, man, your whole world changes. You know, it's that moment, you know, when you hear it turning over and you finally get that actual crank, and it's just heaven, man. And everything before that is just fear and doubt, and I'm never gonna get this done. I'm never gonna have time, especially with me. You know, I don't have a lot of time to do that stuff. So, you know, I just could just be just a guy with a bunch of money and just let that happen and just like somebody else do this. Fix it. I'll be back when it's done. Call me. I don't have to put myself through this. I don't know why I do. I could easily.
Because you let fun lead the way, T-Pain.
There
You're
it
having
is.
a good time.
That's why. Absolutely. Smoked onion. Maybe I shouldn't have been hungry for this. That's good.
Seems like you're digging them so far.
I'm all right. I know once we get to this middle, it's gonna start.
Well,
getting...
you've put your hours in.
Yeah.
You know how this works. So it's interesting to hear you talk about your back catalog. Looking back, I'm curious, did you have like a most important or most profound, like, wow, I wish I'd learned this sooner revelation as a songwriter?
Oh my God. Yeah, a lot of that, man. I always listen to my old records and like, man, I wish I would have did this different. I wish I would have did this, because I've learned so much, like different harmonies, different ways to write things. And I think the appeal to my music from before was that it was so simple. You know, they weren't like thinker records. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to a SZA record, like SZA's music is incredible. You get this sense of euphoria and, you know, this sense of just like being a part of this world that she puts you into. But then you hear old T-Pain music and it's like, oh, that's just the guy from down the street. He's just going through a rough time right now. So, you know, and it's I wish I would have had that sense to kind of bring the listener in a bit more and not so much just lay it out like stripper, love, boom, let's make a song. Here we go. So, you know, but it was easily relatable, and I think that was a good trait for the times. You know what I mean? I just wish I would have had the knowledge early on so I could say, hey, I want this to gradually turn into something else.
Well, that's always the thing with like any creative endeavor, right? Where there's like sort of a rawness and naivete, you know, when you're starting off. But like that can be your best thing, because then what ends up happening is like with time and experience, you start thinking about like excellence and craftsmanship, right? But you kind of can't do both those things at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
you can't have that rawness in the beginning and still, you know, be ready to jump up. But I just wish I would have just had the knowledge. I wanted the option, I guess. Yeah.
T-Pain?
Yes, sir.
Now that we have a little heat on our tongue,
should not have worn a jacket.
Should we crack open our Pepsi Zero Sugars 100%. To enhance the flavor?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Whew. Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers.
Hey, man.
Wings deserve Pepsi.
That was it.
You know?
That was it. This should have been the strategy. This should have been the strategy, right?
You're always learning new things.
That was it. I'm still hungry. This is a bad idea, but I'm very hungry.
You're crushing it. Always. As someone who's written hits, credited and uncredited across genres, I'm curious, what do you make of this country music crossover that's happened? I feel like it's hit a new peak this year.
It's a lot. A lot of my style came from country. Like I would credit my style to like a cross between country and gospel. Even for a year and a half, I lived in Nashville on my tour bus just to soak in that culture, and that was 2013. Around that time, I was dealing with Rhett Atkins and Dallas Davidson and, you know, Luke Bryan and, you know, Taylor Swift, and just that was all around that time. So I've always been seeing the country genre kind of creeping up into, you know, what we were doing. And then, man, Blanco, the ear, came out with the two-step, and I was like, okay, this is turning into something else now. And then you got Beyonce did it, and then Shabuzi, and just all these different, you know, R&B and hip hop artists really started getting into country, and I think that was, I'm glad it got accepted. You know, even when Blanco did his thing, it was just, I mean, it went crazy. It went platinum immediately. It was just accepted, and I think that was the hardest part of really getting it in there. Just like having people that look like me be accepted into the genre, and that was, you know, the step that we needed to take, and I think it's worked out well so far.
All right, T-Pain, you ready to move on to the halfway mark?
Oh God, I think so. It's gonna get so much hotter in it.
Well, you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
I didn't know if you guys changed the song.
This next one is called Apple Caraway here in the 5 spot.
Is there a hint of apple?
There's a hint of apple.
and the apple on fire.
Yeah, it's a produce kind of presenting, you know, it leans produce and then.
Oh, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you weren't joking.
There's some late life on it, you know.
Okay. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. Okay.
I never want to miss my chance to give you your flowers as one of the OG celebrities who entered the streaming space, motivated purely by just a love of video games. Is there a game that you've played this year that you'd describe as a masterpiece?
Wukong. Black Myth Wukong. Good Lord, that game, that's going to be game of the year. The beautiful landscapes, the absolutely gorgeous level design, the sound. The sound is amazing. I cannot put it down. I've had David Banner text me 2 days ago and was like, dude, what's going on with this game? I'm like, dude, it's the hardest game I've ever played in my life, but I cannot stop playing it. He's sending me quotes from it, like you can't obtain the spirit unless you have guidance.
I like how you and David Banner are sharing the experience together.
Yeah. We're having the best time and the worst time at the same time. But yeah, I mean, but that's something, like a game like that can bring two people together like that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, David Banner and I were friends already, but, you know, we don't text about video games. We text about music and stuff like that, but now we have a whole new conversation because of how good that game is. I didn't even know he played games, honestly. This is the first time he's ever texted me about a video game. So, it's pretty crazy.
Well, you bodied the first half of the Hot Ones gauntlet.
This is child's play at this point, you know? I'm killing this. Perfect. My favorite, I think. I don't know what Scotch bonnet is. Boom.
There you go. And this one has almost kind of like a cinnamon vibe up front.
It's getting there.
Scotch bonnet behind it.
Jerk turkey. Still making Thanksgiving. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna body this. This is crazy.
I can see it already.
No water yet. You know what? Going full time. No water. What's happening?
A dry run.
Dry run, baby. Let's go.
So there's a fascinating This American Life episode where a columnist from the New York Times tracked down and interviewed some of her cruelest online critics. And that's kind of a tactic that you've taken on Twitch, you know, where you'll engage a hater in a conversation rather than blocking them. What, if anything, have you learned through those experiences?
Man, I've learned that a lot of people just want to talk. It's been a cool experience to see that some people just need a little bit of attention and then they're fine. They just want a real quick attention, like, oh my God, T-Pain, talk to me. And that's weird to me, but if that's what you need, if you're having a bad day and you're trying to come and take it out on me, then I'm not just not gonna ban you or not pay attention to you. Like, I could be preventing something. You know, having these conversations, not only does it help those people out, but it makes great content. It makes amazing content. So, you know, I try not to be the mean celebrity. I try not to be, you know, the guy that just like, there's a problem, get rid of it. You know, I want to work it out with people. I want to make somebody's day better, even if it's 3:30 in the morning. Good God, guys. How do you always, it's always that. It's never a reasonable hour where people come in crazy. It's just, come on, guys.
Never like a 10:30 a.m. Never a morning hater.
Never a morning hater.
No.
They're not up. They're not up. They're not awake. They've been up all night hating. This is how they need to name some storms and shit. Oh. Editor, cue the sound effect. This one was made out of a sword.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on now.
Love it though.
In your face, everybody else.
Respect. So I feel like you've gone back and forth on whether or not, you know, your highly memeable big ass chain piece, whether that was a regrettable purchase or not. But I'm curious, has the price gone up, you know, now that it's featured in this exhibition at the American Museum of Natural History, right alongside Nicki Minaj's pendant and Slick Rick's crown?
I'm on it now. I mean, it's a guess who's laughing now kind of situation, you know what I mean? So as much as I thought that was a bad purchase, it was because people were telling me it was a bad purchase. You know what I mean? It wasn't because I didn't think ahead. Like, nobody that thinks ahead is gonna buy that. You know what I mean? It's so things that I do on a whim, and you know, it's always been working out. And the thing that I didn't realize was, even those rash decisions and those last minute and impulsive buys and things like that, it may not work out and it may not be cool, but did you even try? Did you try? Did you try to even spend $400,000 on a chain? Who knows? It might end up in a museum one day. You know what I'm saying? Just try. Did you even go for it? Take that leap, man. I'll tell you what's going to be a worse situation. Not trying it. Are you buying a house? Stupid. Insurance? Don't do that. No.
A bachelor's degree? Come on.
What? Yeah, what are you going to go to college? No, sir. None of that.
All right, T-Pain, I do not need to tell you about the next wing. It has a reputation that precedes it. This is the bomb beyond insanity. And actually your third time hopping aboard.
This is, woo! I'm gonna need new contacts after this. Okay. The bomb. It's such a... The fumes from it. It's not even the heat. It's the fumes.
It meets you first, yeah.
Right.
Like, you almost get maced in the nostrils.
You're getting maced.
And then you're chasing it with this bite.
Right.
That, I don't know about you, but immediately like collapses my throat.
Not letting these beat me. Okay?
Shack face.
It's good.
Do you still maintain that clothing should come in half sizes? Like, is a large and a half? Do you feel like that's standard
100%.
between you and like the perfect fit?
Absolutely, 100%. Everything should come in a half. Large and a half, medium and a half, small and a half. Small should be in quarters.
Oh, yeah,
That's a step
four
up.
tiers of small?
Yeah, small should step up in quarters. But then, once you get to medium, medium and a half, large, large and a half, extra large, they can just keep going in the X's. That's totally fine.
Do you feel strong enough to move on to
I'm
wing
strong.
number 9? I know. I'm catching secondhand strength from you.
This is it.
You're giving me what I need to get
Right.
through this thing.
You know what? All right. Sorry, Mark. Okay.
This is the Arvel Scorpion here.
Damn it! These names. You wait.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
wait.
yeah. No, you set the pace. I'm on your time.
All right.
There you go. Locked in.
I'm locked. I'm focused. Oh, I 100% wiped my eyes with the part of the towel
I
that
knew
my hand
you were
rocked.
just too, like you were in there, just too much.
Here we go.
Crushing these wings.
Great. My eyes are on fire.
What's the difference, as best you can articulate it, between a club song, a car song, and a radio song?
Woo! Man. Club song is something you don't have to pay attention to. You know, a club song is just something that can invigorate you all at once without having to think about lyrics. It's not really an engaging song. There's parts of it that you can sing along to that you don't have to, really know what you're saying. Club song is a song you can enjoy while you're drunk. That's pretty much. And car song is something that should hype you up, should tense you a little bit. It should make you grip the wheel as hard as you can. You know what I mean? Something
Make the doors rattle a little bit.
make the doors rattle, the trunk is rattling equally. But it should make you feel like you're in a Fast and Furious. You know what I mean? So it should tense you up a little bit. But also, shouldn't have any lyrics, or just a minimal amount of lyrics. But other than that, that's a car song. It just should give you that brain feeling of like everybody around you is also about to be in this race that you're initiating at this red light. A radio song, that's just chill. That's just being you. That's backyard, uninterrupted, just vibes. The opposite of the car song. Semi-dry run, though. How you doing over there, bud?
I'm hanging.
You sure?
I'm hanging, yes, and I'm catching secondhand strength. Fun and games aside, it is always great to see you and to catch up with you.
It's always great to be here, man. This is cool as hell. Every time, dude. I really appreciate you bringing me back on, dude. You know, most of these things are like one and done. But you're a great friend. I always see you outside of these things, and we still hang out and shit. So
always done.
And then as soon as I get here, I remember why I hate you so much. Vicious cycle, man.
That's how it goes.
It's a terrible friendship. All right.
It's a toxic friendship, but
Hey,
I wouldn't
man.
have it any other way.
Cheers to you, brother.
To you.
Yes,
to
sir.
you. Throw it down. And celebrating in the end zone. T-Pain, for a record third time, you're one of our most beloved friends of the program and officially the most prolific wing eater. So to close things out, I'm curious, do you have 2 or 3 pieces of foundational advice, words of wisdom that you'd like to pass on to future Hot Ones guests?
Am I allowed to tell them to not do this? Future Hot Ones guests, don't come in here with your egos, okay? This is Sean freaking Evans, guys. Get your act together. Leave it at the door, okay? Figure that out. That's first. Secondly, you don't like hot stuff, okay? You thought you ate some hot shit earlier, and it wasn't hot. Oh, you know, I eat Thai all the time. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just because you Uber Eats that thing that one time, that's not a part of it. This is a different level. Again, leave it at the door. And my final and most important piece of advice: do not wipe your fucking eyes in here, okay? I'll see y'all next time.
T-Pain taking on the wings of death, living to tell the tale now 3 times, and there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Pain and anguish right now. That's all I got going on. I have a spice blend with Spicewalla. It's collab T-Pain and Spicewalla. We're rolling out our very first wet hot sauce that hopefully will be featured on this show. We got Nappy Boy Entertainment, busting out new music. There's new music coming from everywhere with T-Pain. Nappy Boy Automotive. I'll see you at the next Drift event. We're doing 4 Drift Symphonies a year. That's our Drift event in Atlanta, Georgia. Hopefully we'll do it in many different places. Nappy Boy Radio Podcast is coming back. It's gonna be its own app. People can stop stealing money from us. What else? Nappy Boy Gaming. Oh my God. I'm also starting GGL with the great Clinton Sparks and Jeff Hoffman. We're starting our first global gaming league. It's not esports. This is something for the grassroots gamer that we can take global. Oh my God, why? Why do I have so much shit going on? Whole bunch of other stuff. If I forgot, oh my God, just follow me on social media or something. There you go. You know, a lot of people think like, you know, I don't actually have to like eat that shit. You know,
Right.
they think you guys are gonna protect them. Yeah.